Dogecoin to the moon is what Elon is potentially going to be doing, as the X platform could potentially be hosting Doge as currency, but also his company Tesla might be accepting Doge as payment. What will that do to the price of Dogecoin? We're going to break down the ETF flows and how massive amounts of money are being made on Bitcoin. We also have video from Joe Biden speaking on cryptocurrencies. We're going to talk about Chainlink CCIP revenue. We're going to take a look at some charts. Why did Bitcoin dip yesterday 7%, over $600 million in liquidation? We are going to share all that with you on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. With that being said, let's get into it. Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take old, boring, and stale information, repackage that thing up in a fun and sexy way. Man, Bitcoin is dumping. Extra raspy on the intro today. Am I extra raspy? Before we move forward, Friday is my favorite show. Is it? Because we got our man Forrest joining us. Forrest, how you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
Thanks for having me on.
Start calling you Jerome Powell over here. Straight printing money, bruh. Thank you so much, as always, Forrest, for joining us. We love having you on. You're part of our team, man. We love having you on. We love your insight. We have a lot to talk about today, and let's start here with our friend Elon and our other friend Dogecoin, that is. Forrest, I know you're pretty bullish on Doge. We'll get into that here in a second, but Elon Musk reveals that Tesla will soon start accepting the Dogecoin. CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, has dropped another bombshell that's got both the crypto and automotive industries excited. I'm sure the engineers at Tesla are super excited to get money. Anyways, he hinted that the day isn't far when you could buy your shiny new Tesla with Doge. This news comes from Musk himself, who has long been a cheerleader for Doge, calling it his favorite cryptocurrency due to its cool factor. You also have, as I mentioned earlier,
a cool factor. Is there a scale on the cool factor?
It's like 15 out of 12.
Like where are you and I at on the cool factor?
I'm curious, Forrest, do you have any metrics on cool factor? Seriously,
Cool factor.
we have this. We also have, of course, the speculation that, we know that Elon and X have been applying for money transmitter licenses across all the states in the U.S. We know there's going to be some sort of crypto payment, whether it's Bitcoin. A lot of people are speculating Doge. I think that's a natural fit. So I guess I'll start with you first, Rob. Doge to buy Tesla. I mean, with everything going on, right? You factor in, it's a community coin. It's the OG meme coin. It's got the highest market cap. It's in the top 10. And now you have this to add to it. Does this make you more bullish on Doge? And would you be stupid if you don't have any exposure to the project?
Hold on, I'm doing some math here real quick. So my thing is who in their right mind would buy a Tesla with Doge anyways? First,
Have you not seen the crypto industry?
First of all, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that nobody will do it, but yeah, that actually is what I'm saying. Like, nobody's gonna do that.
Why not?
There might be a handful of
I'm with
people.
Rocco on this one.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, Dave.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah,
Hold the show. You agree with me?
I agree with you.
Forrest, you heard that, right? I'm
Yeah,
not hearing. I gotta clean my ears out here. Rocco agrees with David. Wow, stop the show.
Yeah,
We can end it here.
Let me hold on.
Nuke is dropped. Rocco dropped the nuke.
There we go.
Okay. Go ahead, explain your stupid position here. Come on. What are you doing over there?
I'm doing some math here, man.
Hopefully your math is better than your
We got
pronunciation
Oppenheimer
skills.
here.
Yeah, we got our chat GPT here working on
The math.
My chat GPT.
Doge
No,
for
okay.
Tesla.
I'm trying to figure out how much.
How much Doge do you need for a Tesla?
Okay. You need 40 million Dogecoin to buy a Tesla.
Hey, supply
Okay.
shock, man.
At 15 cents, you're to get a $60,000 car. You need a 40 million Dogecoin. Okay, so who in the hell has 40 million Dogecoin?
Tess.
$400,000.
One of our friends.
That's where I'm getting at. And then why on earth the Bitcoin one makes sense, right? Bitcoin for a car.
How does that make sense?
No, I'm saying that like from I have the
40
supply.
million Doge is like
No.
$6 million.
No, exactly.
Yeah, your math is off. Yeah, what are you talking about? 40 million divided by 6, Robin.
Okay, I told you I was doing it on the fly. Okay, my math is not very strong.
He's talking about the
400,000
super
Doge.
upscale Tesla Force.
the plaid.
There was a Falcon 8.
The one that can. That's like a SpaceX.
He's talking, I was gonna say, he's talking about the rocket.
I think I meant to say
4 million.
4 million.
No, even that's too much.
400,000.
400,000.
There you go.
400,000 Doge. There it is.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
So you don't think it's practical?
Yeah. Rhino said 400K Doge. Yeah. No, I mean, who's got that much Doge sitting around? And if you do, you're not going to sell it all for a Tesla. But here's the thing: if you've made early money on Bitcoin, I could see somebody just avoiding the capital gains and maybe just paying with Bitcoin. I don't know if you can circumvent that way. I don't know, but
you could say the same about Doge. It's been around since 2013, right?
yeah.
I think your argument is invalid. Sorry.
I don't know. I just don't see it, man. If they did it, and at the end of the year they had more than, I would say, 50 cars purchased with Doge, I'd be shocked.
Forrest, what's your insight here? Do you feel like Robin's being overly bearish?
No, I'm bullish on Doge for other reasons. Like, I think this is pretty much does nothing for the price of Doge in the long term, aside from like just helping keep it relevant in the news headlines. Right? It's Dogecoin's like one of the most retail friendly meme coins. Everybody. Like if you go to like a non-crypto person and you're like, name a cryptocurrency, they'll say like Bitcoin, they might say Ethereum, they might now say Solana, they might have read some headlines, and they'll most definitely say Dogecoin. Like they just know, like Elon has made Dogecoin like a household name, and it's from doing stuff like this. So I think in the long term, like this kind of thing does just help with like with the brand recognition of Dogecoin, but I don't think it does anything directly to the price. I don't think there's going to be any real demand from people buying Dogecoin to buy Tesla or buying Teslas with their Dogecoin. In fact, if anything, if they're buying Teslas with their Dogecoin, they're essentially selling their Dogecoin because they're just going to be like, they're going to be buying a Tesla with it, and then Tesla's just going to immediately convert it to dollars. So that would actually push the price of Dogecoin down. So I'm not super bullish on this, other than the fact that like it just reiterates and shows that Elon supports Dogecoin, which is a good thing.
That's interesting. I mean, I feel like you stated an obvious fact, right? Hey, they're going to turn around and sell it, but a lot of people, they get caught in the headlines, they get euphoria. They don't think about that side of it, right? And so, look, for me, meme coins and something like Dogecoin, it needs narratives. It needs attention. It needs hype. And what better hype man is there? The troll master, Elon Musk. The guy has literally taken this coin under his wing. And as he says, he's going to take it to the moon or maybe even further out to Mars. But, for me, I take a look at, hey, something like Dogecoin, I think it's got a lot of upside, even if it gets to $1, which I definitely think it can. Real quick, does anyone not think it can get to $1, Robin?
This cycle or beyond?
This cycle. It got to 72
what?
cents last cycle.
I think it will cross $1.
So,
and a lot of that for me comes from the fact that we saw what happened with Pepe, we saw what happened with SHIB, and we did see a significant rally. We had a 2x from Doge during this recent meme coin mania, but vastly outperformed on the percentages versus its rival SHIB. You take a look at SHIB's numbers over this SHIB 3x. Now smaller market cap obviously, but a couple of the new household names, which would be Dog with Hat. Also you have Pepe, very strong, but Dog with Hat, man, absolutely ripped. Pepe also up. I think that one was up. Was it 500% in totality? Let's take a look here. Jeez. Yeah. So, oh no, more than that. Good God, this one went up 800%.
Right there, 1 year. It says right there, 15,600%.
Yeah, 800% just in this meme coin mania here. So
you think yes?
Yeah, I just look at it like the rest of the market has rallied. Now, Doge obviously a lot bigger market cap, so it's harder to move. But I think we're gonna get a pretty big run on Doge, especially if you couple that with news with Elon Musk. I don't know how bullish I am on this Tesla thing. I think the narrative is stronger than the actual sales of the car, right? And like I said before, I don't think that you'll get a lot of people purchasing Tesla with Dogecoin. However, I do think that media covers that as a narrative or a story, and you'll see headlines, oh, buy a Tesla with Doge, buy a Tesla with Doge. And I think that along with just the other bullish articles or other bullish statements or other companies saying they're taking Doge, I would be more impressed with X payments. With Doge. I think that right there is something that makes a lot more sense. And now, hey, I can send anybody on X. I have my own X account. I can send anyone on X Dogecoin as long as yeah, I think it's kind of already. I don't know if they'll give everybody a wallet. I'm not sure the details, but it seems like it'd be pretty frictionless. And then, not to mention, X platform has already applied for money transmitter license in all 50 states. With
so is that a yes or no? Doge to $1.
Yeah, I already said that. Thank you. I'm just bullish on man. Okay. I'm bullish on Doge, bro.
Okay. You didn't sound very bullish.
The other meme coins have rallied. Doge has not. News is going to come out.
Doge has rallied.
There you go.
That was like me yesterday with Polkadot. Doge has rallied.
It has. I'm just saying, compared to the other ones, it hasn't.
$1 Doge this cycle, yes or no?
I think you go to like $3 to $10.
What? Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. $3 to $10 Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Bro.
Couple reasons.
Okay,
so I think there is a chance. Like I'm not saying like it's guaranteed going above $3. Couple reasons though. I think that there's the potential, like it could be the Litecoin of this cycle where it just like it underperforms for whatever reason. It's just kind of seen as like a washed up meme coin, but I actually think that's not going to be the case. I think $3 to $10 is on the table predominantly because I think it has a few catalysts that could cause it to pump through the roof. One, already outlined, Twitter payments, X integration. I don't know if that X integration is going to be specifically centered around Doge, but I think Doge will probably be a part of it. And I would imagine that the rollout of it will probably be centered around Doge, right? So even if you can end up sending stable coins and Solana and Cardano and Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies through X, I think like the rollout of it will probably be very, very centered around Dogecoin, which would be good for the price. But the main catalyst that I see is the Dogecoin ETF. And before anybody says that that's crazy, remember ETFs are not there's not a very high bar for an ETF. I know everyone thinks there is because it just took so long for us to get a Bitcoin ETF. And but that's just because it was a new technology being integrated into an ETF format. There is an inverse Kramer ETF, right? Like they made an ETF to counter trade Jim Cramer. That is a meme ETF, right? Just the idea of like the fact that people think that a Dogecoin ETF is crazy, but I just don't think it is. In fact, I think it's really, really likely. And I think it could probably be filed for pretty soon here. That's my speculation. And that's why I'm very long Doge right now.
Forrest.
If you just run on the market cap list of different coins,
Forrest,
from Bitcoin,
Forrest,
there you got them right there.
You understand
that
what's up? A $3 Doge is a $438 billion market cap.
No, $3 Doge. Yeah,
it was about an 18. Yeah, it's fine. About a 20x.
Yeah, about a 20x. Yeah, that'd be definitely on the high side. But yeah, I mean ETF. right? If it gets an ETF and a significant ETF interest, and we see a big meme coin run, I don't think it's out of the question.
Okay.
If you just run down the market cap list,
I'm doing some math here again. I might mess with someone up again, but
here we go.
If I put $3,000 in Doge now, you're telling me I can buy a Tesla here.
Don't say
that. Because at a 20x, my $3,000 will get me a Tesla here very soon, right?
There's nobody saying.
Yeah. So look, if you run down the market cap list and you look at in the scenario where it goes to like just an absurd height is if the Ethereum ETF gets denied. I think if the Ethereum ETF gets denied because it's proof of stake, and then there's no chance of a Solana ETF because Solana's proof of stake, go down the list on the market cap charts. What's the next proof of work coin? It's Dogecoin. It's so the only other ETF that you could realistically have besides Bitcoin would be Dogecoin, and that's like the maximum bull scenario. Like, okay, maybe $10 if we get a Dogecoin ETF. If we just get an ETF filing, I think it could spike above $1 easily. If an asset manager just comes out tomorrow and announces, hey, we want to file for a Dogecoin ETF, there's no reason that it would get denied because it's a proof of work coin. It's just a Bitcoin fork. So there would be no debate about whether or not it's going to be passed. That's my thesis behind Doge.
It would make sense that they would want to launch a Doge ETF because the younger, like millennials and younger, I feel like, are less in the stock market and more in the crypto market and let's say other markets, right? Robinhood had an absolute explosion. It might make sense for these traditional companies that are starting, because once that wealth transfer starts to heat up, that $70-80 trillion starts to move from the hands of the boomers down to the next generation and then to the millennials. Is the majority of that money going to stay in the stock market? I would say probably not. Majority. I'm not saying it's all going away, but now imagine being able to bring those investors back. Hey, look, we got a Dogecoin ETF. We know Doge is popular, especially among the young people. So it's a narrative I can definitely buy into. $10, I think you're insane, but
that would require Ethereum and Solana ETFs, I think, to get denied, and basically Bitcoin and Dogecoin being the only crypto ETFs.
Okay, that's fair. Robin, any thoughts on $3 to $10 Doge?
I told you, man.
George Ornelas said, "Forrest, you crazy, but somehow I believe you." I love it. Before we move forward, I do want to give a big shout out to channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. Today's crystal clear 4K stream brought to you by Cam's. If you want to learn how they can help your business scale and grow and maximize your networking, IT, and cybersecurity, visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video. Today's show is also brought to you by Decrypted.tax. We know more important than how much money you make is how much money you keep, which is why you want the best tax professional in your corner. Decrypted.tax can help you minimize your tax burden, pay less to Uncle Sam, keep more money in your pocket. Hit up Ernest, schedule a free consultation. Use the link in the description of this video. Big shout out to our channel sponsors who make this show very possible. All right, let's move on. We have this headline here. Bank of America spotlights unprecedented inflows into U.S. stocks and cryptocurrencies. We take a look at Bitcoin or the ETF flows yesterday. Pretty mild day, right? Comparatively speaking. BlackRock still had 345 million inflows, but Fidelity only 13.7, Bitwise 0, ARK 3.5 million. We had another goose egg from Invesco, Franklin Templeton and Valkyrie 4 million, 9.4 million respectively. Grayscale saw $250 million in outflows. So even though inflows are slowing down, we're still net positive. And then we also had this from Cryptopolitan.com. Crypto investment funds break $100 billion assets under management worldwide for the first time. The achievement is highlighted by significant inflows into crypto funds and gains in the crypto market, propelling the AUM to a new record level.
I want to say, because we're on that subject there, I do have a video with the CEO of Vanguard
I was going to show that video. Good.
Oh, you're
good. No, you're good. Good.
Okay. Mine's a minute and 18
Hold on.
seconds.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. And so
Yeah, it's interesting to hear him talk, and then you think about, him resigning at the end of the year. So we'll see. We'll see if his tune changes or if the new person comes in.
Okay. All right.
Spot Bitcoin ETFs. Question came in, hey, we know you're not offering one. Have you changed your mind? What would it take for you to change your mind? We don't plan to, and we don't, we're not going to change our minds around this unless the asset class changes. Why? First of all, we don't believe it belongs. Like a Bitcoin ETF belongs in a long-term portfolio. If someone's saving for their retirement, it's a speculative asset.
That's exactly it.
And the funds that we offer invest in asset classes that actually have underlying cash flow. So, like we mentioned stocks, you're buying the forward earnings of a company.
That's right.
And that bond, right,
has coupon and principal payments.
yeah, you're going to pay me back and you're going to pay me something for lending you the money.
Exactly.
Right, so they both can be valued. And that's, for us, we understand why they would rise up in a portfolio and the role they will play, and we can model them. Something like Bitcoin is just too volatile, and it's not a store of value. It hasn't been. And it's very volatile. When stocks got hammered in recent crises, that Bitcoin went right with them. And so it is speculative, really tough to think about how it belongs in a long-term portfolio.
Well. It's not a store of value.
Doesn't belong.
Yeah. But they'll reevaluate it once Bitcoin changes. That's how he opened it up. When Bitcoin changes, if it does, then they'll reconsider it. Bitcoin. You gonna modify yourself? You gonna change? You gonna play by the rules?
I heard a Bitcoin CEO is going to make some adjustments. Forrest, what are your thoughts on that? You think Vanguard's making a mistake? When I hear this, I'm like, Tim Buckley, don't tell me what is of value in my portfolio. Don't tell me it doesn't belong. I decide that. It's my money. Right? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Actually, unpopular opinion, I respect him for sticking to his thesis. Vanguard doesn't like commodities, right? And I think we all probably agree here that Bitcoin should probably be treated as a commodity. It doesn't have cash flows. And if your thesis, like, I don't have a problem with commodities. I think gold and silver, like they don't even like gold and silver over at Vanguard. And if you don't even like gold and silver or oil or other commodities, like then Bitcoin's not for you. Like, I don't agree with their thesis. Like, I don't identify with or agree with like their underlying thesis, but I do respect them for sticking to it. If you don't like commodities, if you don't like something that is somewhat volatile, which Bitcoin inarguably is volatile, then I agree. I can respect that. Like, it's not for everybody if that's your thesis. At the same time, I think they're wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with like offering it to their clients. And yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to put it in their portfolios. You could just like make it available to them and not really push it super hard. I think they're making probably a mistake by not adopting crypto or making it available. But that said, they're very clear about their thesis being, investing in cash flow and things with cash flow like stocks. And I respect that. And I don't have a problem with them sticking to their thesis. Not everybody has to buy Bitcoin. Not everybody has to adopt it. Though I disagree with the fundamental reasoning as to why they're not. I still respect them sticking to their thesis.
He's just talking nonsense. That's the thing that gets me, man. I mean, I think obviously he hasn't done the research on Bitcoin. I think a lot of people in traditional finance have not. I think Larry Fink has done the research. What do you think Larry Fink's done the research?
I just think he sees the money. It's the dollar signs.
But the interesting is that he could have just went out. Larry Fink could have went out. And the reason I'm bringing up Larry Fink is because he's the CEO of the largest asset manager, BlackRock. And Vanguard is a competitor, right? So
Vanguard's number 2.
Yeah.
$7.7 trillion.
So Vanguard is a competitor in the same ring. And then we have a CEO, the equal to Larry Fink, but for Vanguard. Obviously a different stance here. when it comes to the asset class that is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And Larry Fink went out and he said basically like, hey, we're going to have tokenization of real world assets, tokenization of stocks being done on cryptocurrency. He elaborated that there might be an ETF for Ethereum in the future. We know that BlackRock has application for that in as well. And it seems as though Larry Fink has done the research. I mean, call me crazy, because he could just come out here and be like, hey, man, we got this really amazing Bitcoin product. He could sound like Michael Saylor and be like, hey, man, digital gold, this is it, man. You don't need anything else. There is no second best. But Larry Fink didn't take that stance, and he was out here talking about tokenization. He was sounding like a degen, bro. And he could have just rode in one direction and just promoted the Bitcoin ETF and just called it a day. On the other hand, you got the CEO of Vanguard out here, knows nothing about crypto.
No, I think what it is he's got a degen grandson or something.
You think Larry Fink's got degen grandson?
Probably. Like Peter Schiff has his granddaughter. His daughter or granddaughter is a big crypto. I know his son was. Billy blocked this. I get what I get what Forrest is saying. I also get what you're saying.
You're so salty that
what
Peter Schiff's son blocked us.
Bro, I'm pissed. We didn't do anything. We didn't say anything. Maybe it's all the bull posts. Speaking of bull posts, did you guys see Joseph Robinette Biden speak on a particular?
Somewhere?
No, but he did mention a particular coin. Rocco, cue up my laptop, please.
Yes, it's true. I may just be too old for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I tried to get some today. I downloaded MetaMask, then funded it from Coinbase, then went to the Bitcoin website to get the contract, accepted the truth, then got completely lost. What has Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Teninu got to do with buying Bitcoin?
Where are you finding
the amount
this?
of degeneracy I witnessed. Wow.
AI is so that looks real, man. That looks so real.
Scary.
It's scary, man. It's scary. Honestly, bro, as we grow and Forrest's voice grows, don't be surprised if you see some knockoff stuff with our voices and our faces. It's legit scary, but of course, we like that.
Did you see that? Speaking of real, there's someone coming out as the real Satoshi. You seen this?
It's not Craig Wright.
Yeah. So you got a breaking unknown German scientist, Craig S.
Wugenhatten
Wugenhatten comes forward.
Are you?
So we got
serious?
another Craig here as the real Satoshi.
This is a joke, right?
I think so. But what's not a joke is also unknown U.S. scientist and Texas Ranger Chuck Nakanorris comes forward as Satoshi Nakamoto.
Wow. Thank you for that, Rob.
Yes.
So yesterday, Bitcoin had a 7% is not I guess in a short period of time it is. But yesterday we saw Bitcoin go from over 70K to under 66,000. So Bitcoin's sudden 7% retreat sees $660 million in liquidations in one day. We know the crypto markets are extremely leveraged, which you tend to see that get reset from time to time with these big drawdowns and wicks. Then we had this that Andrew Kang tweeted. Apparently, a fund blew out $1 billion plus on the MicroStrategy Bitcoin spread trade today. They covered into the close, which is why Bitcoin dumped, and MicroStrategy Premium went to highs. P&L pocketed by Bay Sailor and will be put back into Bitcoin. So this was also from what Andrew Kang tweeted. So MicroStrategy currently has $3 billion of short interest, roughly 20% of its float. I imagine a lot of that is angry TradFi boomers trying to capture the premium to NAV. The funny thing is that premium went from 50% pre-ETF to 13%, but now has reached highs of 70%, talking about a mega GME-style squeeze. Do you know anything about this, Forrest? And what are your thoughts on that dip we saw yesterday? And feel free to talk through it over a Bitcoin chart if you'd like to.
Sure. Yeah. So the pullback we saw yesterday, I think, was very in line. Actually, yeah, let me just pull up a chart here. It'll take just a second. A little bit easier to talk to it. Go Bitcoin, zoom into maybe the 4-hour. We'll go share screen. There we go. Oops. All right. So the big drop we saw yesterday came right as the numbers for, and I've got them pulled up here, this Bitcoin ETF came through, Bitcoin ETF flows came through. So as soon as the Fidelity FBTC ETF numbers were published yesterday, they came in at $13.7 million, which was a huge drop off and the lowest inflows for Fidelity for a really, really long time, and a huge drop off from the $280 million the day before. So this market is very leveraged and speculative around these Bitcoin ETF flows. So if we see ETF flows come in low, we're going to see stark drops in Bitcoin's price. We're going to see Bitcoin crash because a lot of the leveraged longs are going to close. People are going to start shorting. People are going to start buying put options. Everyone's going to speculate on price going down when we see these ETF flows go down. So you see these like large 6-7% washouts in single candle wicks. Yesterday, the big when we only had this data and we didn't have the IBIT data yet, the BlackRock ETF inflow data, everybody was worried that, oh, what if the BlackRock data comes in really low too? What if BlackRock sees the same amount drop? What if BlackRock comes in at 40 or 50 million and we've got negative inflows for the day? So for that reason, all the speculative, all the speculative open interest in Bitcoin kind of got flushed out yesterday, and we saw that essentially what was a 9% wick down for Bitcoin below this kind of 69K key level. It's a little bit off there, but 69K is the previous all-time high, so that's a key level that you want to see Bitcoin recover and build support back up on again and go higher. But yeah, that's the main thing. If Bitcoin flows come in hot and heavy, everyone's going to build up long positions with derivatives and perpetuals and drive the price up, and then occasionally you get these big washouts, and we've seen this happen repeatedly over and over and over again, where we get these big washouts due to speculation. The other thing with yesterday or today, actually, I think, is that options, a lot of options expired. So you have a lot of people that have to close their options and cover, and a lot of trade volume happening in the derivatives markets, and that's going to lead to some volatility. But nothing to be alarmed about yet, unless, of course, we get rejected here and start heading down further. Then I do think 60K is potentially on the table, and I probably want to be a buyer down here. Recovery, probably want to be a buyer on recovery of 69 to 70,000. So that probably means we're going to go higher.
Awesome.
So something like that.
I want to actually share a Bitcoin chart as well, but I want to take a look at some of these indicators here that I got on from our channel sponsor, Lux Algo. So a couple things here. One, this is Bitcoin on the 4-hour, right? We had this trend line that held pretty good. We even wicked down here a couple times. Initially, we had bounced off of it. As you can see here, we closed right at that trend line, broke above it, and then just blasted through it. We are starting to retest it as resistance, which would put us right around that 69.7 level. But take a look here at the hyper or the matrix oscillator on the bottom. We got a massive green dot that got printed, right? So everything was selling off. We're seeing a buy signal come in, and of course, you should never just blindly enter or exit markets based off of buy or sell signals. But it gives you a good indication, and it could potentially give you confirmation of what you're already thinking. Anyways, so we have that, and if I take that off and I throw on our signals and overlays, which essentially gives us dynamic support and resistance levels and essentially an equilibrium range, we saw the trend go from green to choppy, but we're seeing it catch some support at this Neo cloud, which is the blue cloud right in the center. These kind of remind me of Bollinger Bands. But you saw we wick down here, right, towards essentially our support zone. So these are some good things just to use to give you a wide range, quick view of, hey, are we at support? Are we at resistance? If you don't like drawing trend lines, or you're not good at drawing trend lines for some reason, and you want to just get an idea, hey, where is the trend? These are great indicators you can use. As far as the RSI, we are currently sitting right in the middle around 43. And so with a leveraged market like Bitcoin, you are going to see these flush outs fairly commonly. So that is why, Forrest says it all the time. When volatility is high, you do not want to be on super high leverage. You will get liquidated. You will. I've gotten liquidated. I'm sure Forrest potentially has gotten liquidated. So just always proceed with caution. Make sure you have the right tools that you're using. Whether you're drawing trend lines or indicators or you're looking at RSI, you want to paint yourself a picture and then decide, hey, what is the probability? Is the market going to go down? Is it going to go up? And so, yeah, that's what I got. And then I do want to also go to this. So we had a couple of senators, one from Rhode Island and one from California. They penned a letter to their friend Gary Gensler asking for the agency to step in to ensure broker-dealers are giving investors the proper disclosure, just like they give proper disclosures when they buy or sell stocks right before something big happens, like with Boeing. Reid, the senator from Rhode Island, told him, do not approve any other ETFs. Said, quote, while the Bitcoin market has displayed serious weaknesses, right, it is nonetheless far more established and scrutinized than the market for any other cryptocurrency. However vulnerable Bitcoin may be to fraud and manipulation, markets for other cryptocurrencies are far more exposed to misconduct. We do not believe that other cryptocurrencies show the trading volumes or integrity to support associated ETF products. And then you add this as well. The SEC suit against Gemini and Genesis lives on as court finds their claims plausible. So essentially, the SEC is saying, hey, through Gemini and Genesis and their earn product, these are unregistered sales of securities. And Gemini and Genesis asked the judge to dismiss it. Judge said, no, I find it plausible. You can continue. So we talk about, this administration from Joe Biden to Gary Gensler, they're not very crypto friendly. Yeah, we've still had a Bitcoin ETF. Robin, do you still see a little bit of risk when it comes to, can we see some sort of negative legislation, or do you think that's kind of behind us?
I think with the election coming up, it's not going to be in someone's favor to go against crypto, especially when it comes to battleground states. I'll say this. If you're going up for re-election and you're in a state, like let's just say you're a Democrat and you're in California, you're probably going to win re-election, right? Just because it's so heavily dominated with one side of the political aisle there. But I think in battleground states, you better be really careful because just 1,000 votes can swing the election. And well, I know personally more than 1,000 people here in Nevada that have exposure to cryptocurrency.
1,000 people? Personally?
No, I'm saying that I've talked to and interacted and we're both obviously plugged into crypto. And so outside of this studio here, we do discuss crypto quite regularly. And I would say over the last 5 years, I've probably run into 1,000 people that have exposure to crypto, that have some kind of crypto investment. Now, with that said, Nevada's a battleground state, right? And I just don't know if crypto regulation coming down the pipeline right now is a good idea, man. Not for election, man. I'm just saying. Also, I don't know. That's all I got.
Forrest, what are your thoughts? I guess same question to you.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Just general thoughts on SEC and risk.
Well, yeah, Mike, we had the ETF and we all kind of assumed, hey, the risk of our government, well, here in the U.S., the government in the U.S. trying to stymie crypto or make it illegal, some of that, we kind of put that to the side. Oh, no, we're good. We got an ETF. ETH ETF is next, and then this and that. Now we're seeing stuff like this. We're seeing the court tell Genesis and Gemini, no, we're not going to dismiss your case. You can go to, I don't know the legal term, but I don't know if it's discovery or whatever. Is there still in your mind a risk of these rogue politicians really making some noise and harming our industry, or do you think this is just their last gasp at trying to appease their donors?
Yeah, I mean, I think to a certain extent, you're always going to have some politicians and quote unquote public servants fighting crypto. I mean, I think crypto's not loved by everybody. Even in the traditional finance space, it's seeing great adoption. But yeah, I mean, I could absolutely see some ongoing fight against crypto, but look, at the end of the day, investors lost a lot of money in the Gemini Earn thing. And it all kind of tracks back to FTX. So, with DCG and their exposure to FTX. So I don't necessarily have a problem with a court investigating that. I don't think that's necessarily the worst thing in the world. As far as the SEC declaring certain things as securities, like now that the Bitcoin ETF is through, I think that's a really good signal for crypto in general. And then the other thing that's really interesting to me is Uniswap finally proposing to turn on the fee switch and do revenue share. And that to me is probably telling of some sort of resolution in the Coinbase SEC case that may provide more clarity on what does and doesn't constitute a security in this space. I don't think Uniswap would have pulled the trigger on that proposal if they didn't have some sort of information on the Coinbase SEC case and felt pretty comfortable operating in the United States doing rev share. So I think the future looks really, really bright. But yeah, I mean, I think you're always going to have some resistance to crypto adoption out there.
Guys, the markets are kind of ripping here. Rob, you want to take a look at the markets?
Yeah, we were down to 67,000 just at the beginning of the show. And, here, where were we? At the beginning of the show, we were at 67,000, and then now we are starting to see a giant run up from 68. You can see we're at 69, up over $1,000 in the last 10 minutes or so. And if you take a look at the rest of the broader markets in cryptocurrency, we have Jupiter leading the way, up 30% in the 24 hours, over 50% in the week. And we also have Solana, who we did have the Bitcoin take a pullback down to 67, 68, 69 yesterday. Everything was in the red. However, Solana yesterday was the only cryptocurrency out of the top 50 really in the green. And now
these memes, bro, these Solana memes are ripping, dude.
And now up 13% currently, up 3% on the hour. There's no slowing this thing down. I feel like it will cross all-time high by the halving. What do you think?
So that would be what, $250, $260?
Yeah, I mean, at this rate, it wouldn't surprise me. Previous all-time high, $250. We're sitting at 187. We've went from $20 up to 180, almost a full 10x from just a short while ago. Just from October of last year, we were at $20, and I don't know, man. What do we got? 30 days left on the halving. So about 30 days left. I don't know, man. I do think that with the halving coming up, the ETF not slowing down, even these pullbacks that we're seeing in Bitcoin, I would.
They're being gobbled up. I mean, look,
yeah,
Bitcoin's at almost 70K again.
That's what I'm saying. These pullbacks. I think if it wasn't for the ETF, I know throwing what ifs is sometimes it's counterproductive, but discussing pullbacks right now, historically looking back at the Bitcoin chart, the pullbacks are, Forrest has alluded to before, it's like 30%, 40% sometimes.
There you go, 38 days.
38 days in the middle of a bull market, it's natural to see 30% pullbacks. But right now, I think that the value of Bitcoin is the value of Bitcoin right now, I think is way less than it should be, right? I think that we're mining 900 Bitcoin a day. They're not all hitting the market. And think it was 32 million, or 32 billion dollars, $32 million worth of Bitcoin a day is getting mined, and there's just not enough supply going out there. So
You doing math again?
yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, man. I don't want to be so
Let's check his math in real time. 900
900. Okay.
There we go. Let's do it.
Times
69.5.
We're gonna go 70,000. Keep a nice round number. Here we go. Here we go. 63 million dollars.
You're off by half. It's fine.
So $63 million worth of Bitcoin is getting mined every day, and
That doesn't mean it's all getting sold.
exactly even that amount of less of it is actually hitting the markets or available for purchase. And the amount of volume that you have for these ETFs are mind-boggling, right? I mean, $500 million in net inflows, and the well is going to dry up soon. And where are you going to go? Where are you going to go for that? You got to go to Coinbase, and if Coinbase doesn't have it on hand, if they're your over-the-counter purchaser, they're going to have to dip into their order books. Like, there's no other option to it. Right, you knock on the door of the miners, and they're like, we already gave you what we got.
Sorry about that.
And so, yeah.
Forrest, $1,000 sold this cycle. What do you think?
In the bullish scenario where Bitcoin goes over 100K, sure, I don't see a problem with it. $400 to $600 would be where I think you're going to have some real sellers, step in, like, hey, like that's a big run. Solana bottomed at $8. You start seeing Solana at $400 to $600. I don't think it's just going to slice through $400 to $600 like it's nothing. But in a blow off top scenario, where things just get really, really wild and Bitcoin's ripping and Solana just keeps up the growth, $1,000 Solana, very possible, very, very plausible in my opinion. But I also, like, that wouldn't be, if I was in a Solana long, or I am long Solana, I'm not going to be hodling for $1,000. I'm going to be looking to take profits of $400 to $600 significantly.
Unless
in that range,
Forrest, unless buying some of those meme coins, baby.
Meme coins,
dude. How much of the rise, the rapid rise in the price of Solana has to do with the rise of Solana memes? You have dog with hat, you have bonk, you have cat with gat. But someone launched that coin, man. That's a pretty cool one. Yeah, anyways, you have a couple other ones for us that you've kind of tweeted about and have your eye on. You don't have to talk about those, but how much of this increase in price and this rise of Solana so quickly has to do with this new birth of Solana memes, and the NFT market isn't even really back yet?
Yeah, a lot of it. I'd say maybe most of it, aside from just some of the really cool other stuff, like I don't want to say legit, but like DeFi stuff that's happening on Solana, and potentially promising stuff with payments. I mean, Visa, even in the bear market, when Solana was like $18, Visa published a paper on potentially experimenting with USDC payments on Solana. So like there's a lot of other stuff happening on Solana that's really, really bullish. But I would say a lot of it recently is being dominated by the fact that you can now speculate on meme coins with very, very, very cheap gas fees and pretty decent amounts of liquidity and tons of users and lots of volume through Jupiter Exchange. So the amount of on-chain volume that we're seeing in these meme coins, which is essentially just a gambling casino for speculating on trends. We know like the casino market is huge, the slot machine market is huge, the sports betting market is huge. Well, now you can literally just speculate on, online trends, which are essentially just memes. And if there's online trends that you think can get traction, then you can speculate on it. You can put your money on that trend, and if it kind of expands and gets bigger and bigger in the space, then and on the internet, then the meme coin will probably do well. And that's what we're seeing. It's just the emergence of a new form of gambling or speculation. And it's very, very popular right now. And it's mostly happening on Solana. It's happening on ETH and Base and Avalanche as well. But most of the volume's coming on Solana right now, just because it's a very, very cheap chain and fast chain to transact on.
You know what else is pumping? Is Bitcoin straight pumping? 70,000.
Man.
Let's go.
You know what else is pumping? Our X viewers are pumping. We got 42 viewers in there. So if you're watching us on other platforms aside of YouTube, big shout out to you. We're streaming to Rumble, Twitch, and X. So if you're watching us on those platforms, we appreciate you guys.
Also, a big shout out to all the new people here. If you're new here, put a Ola in the chat. OLA. Let's get an Ola train going. So let's get the chat pumping. OLA in the chat. That's our slogan here. If you're new, also
slogan, huh?
That's our slogan, man. That's what we do. But if you're new here, say hello so we can drop an Ola back at you. We got Mac Danos, Crypto Slab, Anti B Cape, Terry D, and Angel Garcia, Michael Morris, Puddles, Crawler, Mercy Received, Frosty Divine, 662 Matt. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we got Sot DOC, also Star Owl, and Team Salty One Salty as well. Hola.
Also, you know, kind of staying on Solana here, the Jupiter is such a good freaking platform, man. So easy. You don't have to worry about where's the liquidity pool. It does it all for you. It's fast. Radium, super clunky. It probably takes me 4 or 5 times when I use Radium to have to reload it because it gets stuck or it's slow or it's this and that. So, which is why we're seeing Jupiter rally over $1.10. And that was something that got airdropped. I received an airdrop. I know Forrest did as well. But Forrest, I'm taking a look at the biggest gainers over the last 24 hours. Of course, I mentioned Jupiter, Solana. You talked about SEI, right? You being bullish on SEI. Maybe look at a SEI chart, or is there another altcoin chart that you got your eye on, maybe for a trade setup, or maybe it's at an important support and resistance zone? Do you want to share that?
Sure. Yeah. Let's look at, I'll zoom out here and I'll also first share my screen, window, entire screen. Boom. All right. So I actually think a decent chart right now is Jito. So this was another really big Solana based airdrop. Jito is a liquid staking protocol. It's kind of like the Solana version of Lido. So Jito is kind of doing the exact same pattern that we saw for Jupiter. Now, once Jupiter took out its initial kind of wicks and went into price discovery, it just kept ripping. And right now, Jito has kind of just recovered this range, made support on top of it, on top of, $2.78, $3. And it's pushing up off of this support here. I think if it goes into price discovery, we could see it follow in the path or the footsteps of Jupiter, which has been ripping recently. So I think this is a pretty basic setup. Obviously stop loss down here on new lows. And then, have probably pretty significant price targets, maybe 2x from these lows. So it'd probably be around $5 initially. And then if it really, really starts ripping to catch up with Solana, maybe $7.50. But I really like Jito here.
Amazing. All right, I want to share this this article here. So, Chainlink CCIP revenue surges 180% over 2 months amid massive adoption. It's a new article from Cointelegraph. Fee revenue for CCIP has gone up from around 61,000 in total for January to more than 171,000 in just the first 2 weeks of March. ETH Layer 2's Arbitrum is the largest source of CCIP network fees with 28%, followed by Base, another Ethereum Layer 2 with 24%. CCIP recently made a number of integrations to increase adoption. These include the Metis Layer 2 network, auditing platform Code4Arena, stablecoin issuer Circle, and one of South Korea's largest game developers, WeMade. It partnered with Swift in 2022 as a proof of concept token transfer project. It also partnered with the largest clearinghouse in the world, the DTCC. Forrest, Rob's not bullish on Chainlink. Are you still bullish on Chainlink? And what are your thoughts on CCIP?
Oh, man.
That's what you said. Anyways, I'm asking Forrest, not you. We heard your stupid take yesterday. Forrest, CCIP, you still bullish on this thing, man? You bullish on Chainlink? It's at $20. Had 2 big rallies. It's kind of been steady since then. What's your insight here?
Yeah, I think Chainlink is I don't necessarily think it's a coin that's primed to rip to like some crazy multiple, but I think it's just a really strong altcoin that's going to continue a leg up consolidation sideways, a leg up consolidation sideways, and then maybe it has a breaking point at some point where it just continues to rip nonstop. But yeah, I'm still bullish on Chainlink. I think it's a really, really solid coin to be to have in your portfolio. I don't think it's the coin that's gonna just retire you off of like a 50x, but I think it's going to be, provide some solid stability in anyone's portfolio. And it's one of those things where even in like recent corrections for Bitcoin, Chainlink stayed steady around $20, like $18 to $22 region. And it just doesn't give back, especially in the market that we're in right now. It doesn't give back a lot of ground. Even something like Solana, we saw Solana rip to, it was like $128, and then it came all the way back down to $79, a little bit more volatile. Chainlink has just had really, really clean moves upwards with really clean consolidations. It's something that I'm bullish on, and I think is going to provide a lot of stability to anyone's portfolio. If you've got 5, 10, 15% allocation in your portfolio to Chainlink, I think that's just a really solid thing to have in your portfolio.
What are you looking at me?
What do you got to say, Rob?
I've never said I wasn't bullish on Chainlink. You just think it's the greatest
You
thing.
sat there and talked shit about it all day
the second
yesterday.
coming of Satoshi here or something. I'm just saying.
No, that's Chuck Norris. Noritoki. What was it? Chuckataki?
I don't even remember.
Nakamorris.
Nakamorris.
Robin's thesis is everyone's doing interoperability. CCIP is
the
not
thing
anything
is
special.
that CCIP is still new. They just rolled it out a few months ago.
No, they did not. It's been in the works since it's been
okay.
live
They've been
since
developing it for a while, but they just you didn't even know what CCIP was until like 4 months ago.
Are you?
Yes, David. Yes. So the thing
That was
is,
for Robin, right?
Yes, for him.
Thank you. Go ahead.
CCIP just rolled out recently.
2023.
It'll take a while.
2023. Go ahead, fact check me.
2023 was 3 months ago.
It was a year ago. Anyways, okay, seriously, what's your point? What
Let's move on.
he's looking it up. Trust me.
He's looking
August
it up.
2023, Robin.
There we go. Look.
Yeah, it was July 17th, 2023.
There you go.
Okay. My apologies. It was 9 months,
forgive
not
you.
4 months. My bad.
I forgive you.
5 more months for this thing to have traction. It's been around since
Actually, 8 months.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that it's only 8 months old, not 4. It's only 8 months old, so it's new. It's new. It's not going to be adopted across the entire crypto universe and outside of crypto with all their. It's ambitious. It's the next stage of utility when it comes to Chainlink. I like it. I just don't think for this bull market, it's a token that I'm eyeballing. I think the CCIP onboarding and everything that they're going to do is going to take years for them to get all that in line. It's going to take years for them to do it, and rightfully so. I wouldn't expect them to all of a sudden have bank, because they talk about it all the time. Banks are going to be using CCIP, right? Central banks, institutions.
Let me give you the other side of it, Rob. And the reason why I don't think, and of course, I don't know how long it's going to take. But I don't think it's going to take as long as you think it's going to take, because the protocol allows for however your private or public blockchain is set up, you do not have to change anything. You do not have to create a new code. You just plug and play. That is why I think the adoption is going to come a lot faster than you think. Now, is it going to come in 6 months? Probably not.
But
is it going to take 5 years? Probably not.
But how much of the market depends on interconnectedness? I mean, honestly, like how much of the market is let's just say hypothetically, if you plug Solana in Cardano, are the two going to go parabolic? I mean, are people going to be like, oh my God, I cannot believe I can now natively swap my Solana to Cardano? The price is going to absolutely explode. I'm just saying that, like, from a token price perspective, interchangeable blockchains.
You're high.
I don't think
I'll tell you why.
will bring the I look at, okay, our conversation is strictly for this bull market. I look at it, okay, we just crossed all-time highs a few weeks ago. Bitcoin, you think is going to get to 20,000. So you think Bitcoin's going to 2x from where it is now. Okay, David? So 2x from where it is now. And at the end of the day, there's only so much time left in this bull market. And there's going to be narratives that come up. Prices are going to moonshot for altcoins. There are going to be certain altcoins that outperform everything else. Look at Solana, for example. That thing has outperformed all other tokens in the top 30 recently, maybe outside of the Shiba Inu. But other than that, SHIB has done very well. Who's going to be the next altcoin? I'm sorry, it's not going to be CCIP. It's not there yet. So for me, I'm looking at what are the sexiest projects right now around the same price. And so Chainlink is in number 14. I like the direction of Polygon. I like the direction of Near. I like the direction of Internet Computer, Filecoin, Cosmos. These all seem like they have more potential to pop off this bull market than Chainlink does.
Let me ask you a question. So, talk about ETH being deflationary, right? What ramps up the deflation? Users using it and transaction fees, right? You use ETH and right or wrong.
Okay.
So, guess what token will be the universal gas token for everything running on CCIP? It's Chainlink.
Okay.
But listen, this conversation needs to end.
But what I'm saying is why is all of a sudden, like I said, if we go back to Solana versus Cardano, why does the two being interconnected? How does those two ecosystems really start to ramp up?
Because you have now access to liquidity from other protocols without having to give up anything on your monetary side, without having to give up anything on building new infrastructure out. So the user can have one, and this is something Near is doing also. But the unique
and
thing,
so is Cosmos, and so is Thorchain, and so there's so many people doing this already.
Robin, the unique thing is what Chainlink does uniquely. One is it connects not only private or public, but private blockchains. Two, on one end, you have your let's say ETH and Solana CCIP in the middle. At one of these is going to lose when it comes to using for the coin for gas fees. Chainlink gets rid of that. Everyone benefits. It automatically converts those tokens on ETH and Solana, brings it into the CCIP, converts that into the Link token, and that is what's used for the gas fee.
I just don't think that Chainlink is going to come up with some proprietary technology that's not replicated or copied by anybody else. No, it's all public. Okay. So I don't think that all of a sudden they're going to have the only technology, like nobody can communicate with anybody else unless it's through Chainlink. I think that there's going to be tons of different providers, Cosmos, Thorchain, the list goes on and on, that there are going to be bridges, different ways that all of these protocols communicate with each other. In the same way that there's more than one Oracle service, Chainlink ain't the only one. Go look at the ecosystem for Ethereum, Cardano. The list goes on. Look at their ecosystems. Look at Oracles. They have tons of them. Now, Chainlink might be the go-to number one, but there are plenty of other competitors there in that space as well. Same thing when it comes to cross-chain interoperability. They're not the only one, and they're not going to be the only one. And so, first of all, they're a little late to the market because there are other chains that are already doing it. And I'm not saying it's not bullish. I am very bullish on Chainlink. I just say, hey, it's not going to rally this bull market the way you think it is. All right. I think it's going to stay right there in the same pack. It's going to sit outside the top 10.
Forrest, pick a winner.
All bull market.
Forrest, pick a winner.
Why?
I see both sides. I mean, I do think there's value. Like a lot of meme coins right now are putting liquidity on different chains because they're trying to access all the different markets, and fractured liquidity is not ideal. So I don't know exactly what the implementation of CCIP would be to fix that, but I do think that there's a lot of value if you can start to consolidate liquidity in one place versus to fracture liquidity across 5 different blockchains to access different blockchain communities. So we'll see. We'll see if Chainlink ends up doing that. But for now, just based off the chart and price action, I think it's been a productive asset to be in, and strong sentiment about it.
Sounds like he's with me on this one.
Stop it.
Look,
I do want to just give a quick love to the chat. We had a bunch of people say hello when we were saying we'd say hola back at you. So we have Susie, Angry Piston, Saeed, Taman, Doug El Thoreau, Curtis, Nicole Sharp, Mr. Wickles, All 400, Tobbs for Dodge, Jan Bioro, and Ashu Garg. To all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypt.
all right. We got 542 people watching, 288 likes. Not bad. Could we do better? Absolutely. So Ashu said Sergey is Satoshi. A lot of people believe that. So anyways, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But gentlemen, we have come to the end of our show. But before I tornado us out of here, as it looks like the weather looked like it was a tornado weather. Anyways, want to give out one last shout out to our channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you want to learn how they can help your business scale and grow, visit bluewiretech.com. Any plans for the weekend, guys? Forrest, I'll start with you first. How's the baby doing, man? Is the baby, you buying any memes for the baby? Building up his account or what?
Yeah, he's got a meme coin account. He's already trading. No, just hanging out with the family, just hanging out with the wife and the family, and have some family in town. Just chilling.
How
Nothing too
happy is
crazy.
your wife with you right now? After you showed her your portfolio.
What kind of question?
Look, every time I show her the portfolio, it crashes. So
It's better not to
I've just
show it.
been.
Is she the top? Is she the local top signal for you?
Yeah. If she asks about it, it usually means it's time to start selling. So just riding a couple weeks here, maybe a couple months without talking about it, without jinxing it. So
Yeah, because you'll jinx us too. Robin, what about you, man? Actually, I know what you're doing for the weekend. You got any plans that you haven't told me about?
It's so
Like how
weird
you
what he
ask the
says.
question and then answer the question.
That's so
Right.
weird.
Robin, what's your name? Oh, Robin, how you doing? I do want to talk to the chat though real quick. Next week we're gonna have a lot of things going on, so we might not make a stream Thursday, Friday, or at least not in the same format that we're not gonna be streaming the same format that we typically do on Thursday, Friday. We got some construction going on with the studio. We are upgrading some things here.
You guys are gonna
very excited.
You guys are gonna be blown away.
Yeah. So since
Hold on. After we're done doing what we got planned, there is not a single channel, not a single crypto channel on YouTube that will have a better, higher quality setup, production, and content than Sin City Crypto. Mark my words.
Yeah. So probably about 2 months out for everything to be finished in its entirety. But we're gonna start doing some stuff next week. Also, we're gonna be out of town. I'll be in New York on Thursday. David's gonna be in Miami, and so we are gonna go. And where's Rocco gonna be at? Where are you gonna be at? You going out of
Going
town?
to be at the Starbucks, and they're gonna frappuccino with a spoon.
No, Starbucks. I'm not allowed to go inside the Starbucks.
You got 80 cents.
I did an exception when I came with you.
I feel like Rocco's gonna be the foreman here. We're gonna be out of town. He's gonna be instructing people.
I'm gonna leave the pit bull outside, you know.
So stay tuned Monday through Wednesday. Next week, normal stream. Thursday, Friday, we're gonna have to put something together a little different. So there you go.
Cool. Rocco, you got plans this weekend?
No plans. Just I can.
Last Friday we did what is Bitcoin's price going to be on Monday? David nailed it on the head. I was at 71.
What do I
David
get?
was on 72.
What do I get? Nothing.
And then Forrest was he said 73. I think was his prediction.
No, he
I said like 77. I
Yeah,
was
he
way
said
off.
he was higher.
Okay, yeah, I know you were pretty. You know you were the highest.
We're doing this again?
Yeah, we're at 70,000 flat. So where are we at the beginning of the show on Monday? What do you think, Derek?
74.6.
74,000 on Monday, huh?
74.6, yeah.
74.6. What do you think there, Forrest?
77.
There we go.
You back at
I like it,
77,
I like
huh?
that.
And then what about you, Rocco? What do you think?
I like the Forest prediction. 77. It sounds good.
77, huh?
Yeah.
What about you?
You know, the markets have opened up very, very strong Monday.
We just need a number.
The last 3
Just the
Mondays.
number.
And so I think people are going to get ready for it. But the
The
markets are
number.
going to be cyclical.
What's the number, Robin?
The
I
number.
say 67.
All right.
67.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go lower.
I think.
So the Monday trend breaks.
I think Monday trend breaks.
Wow. Okay. All right. Curious to see what that'll be at. With that being said, Rocco, guys, it was a great week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big thank you also to Forrest for joining us as he does every single Friday. We hope you guys have an absolutely amazing weekend. We love you guys. We'll see you Monday.
Peace. Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I?